Welcome to the workshop on taking effective notes, learning note-taking strategies to help you study so that studying becomes easier and more effective. Before we begin, let's use an active learning strategy called KWL+. KWL+ can help you to highlight what you already know about a topic or concept and what you want or need to know about that topic or concept before you ever start listening to a lecture or doing a reading. This can actually improve how well your brain takes in new information that you hear during a lecture or during a reading. So ask yourself, what do I already know about the topic or concept, and what do I need or want to know about the topic or concept? Jotting those down in 2 or 3 minutes before you listen to a lecture or before you do a reading will improve how well you learn the new information. Then after the lecture or reading, ask yourself, what did I learn about the topic or concept? And what else do I want to know about it? What do I still need to do or still need to know in order to do the tasks I'm being assigned? So pause and write for 30 seconds. What strategies do you already use when you take notes? And what do you want to know about taking notes? Pause the video now. So we've already established a purpose for this workshop, but establishing a purpose for when you're taking notes can be incredibly useful. Ask yourself, what will I need to do with this information? What assignments will I need to complete? Will I be taking a test? Will I need to apply the information I'm hearing to something I'll read or to an essay I have to write? Or will I need it to do some project? Knowing ahead of time what you're going to need information for will help you pay attention to the most important parts of that information, and it can also help you make sense of what you're hearing. So how do you prepare to listen? In a face-to-face class, you usually have one chance to hear and observe the instructor. Online, with recorded videos, you have the added bonus of being able to go back and listen to those lectures multiple times if you need to. You also have the ability to pause them so that you can take good notes. So set a goal for yourself and have a couple of note-taking strategies in mind before the class even begins so that you're ready to go. Be ready with whatever you need to take good notes. And try to eliminate distractions. If you're in a face-to-face class, try to take care of your body, get a good meal, get some good rest before you come to class. If you're doing at-home learning, try to find a distraction-free zone or a place with minimal distractions, or use something like headphones in order to help eliminate some of those distractions while you're listening or watching lectures. Have a positive mindset. With the right strategies and support, you can learn any concept in your class. Listen for clues. You know the instructor is likely to be sharing important information when they use some of these clues. When they say something like, here's the key, or make other forms of emphasis. When they repeat key ideas. When they introduce controversy or consensus from experts. Well, the experts agree that, or some say this, however, there's another point of view. That often indicates important information you'll need to come back to later. When the instructor uses absolutes, always or never or none, those often indicate important information in that discipline or field. When the instructor uses tags that indicate review, in summary, or what we learned today is, you definitely know that's important information. Also, when the instructor indicates or refers to tasks you'll be doing with that information. This would be a great test question, or you'll use this when you write your essay on, or next week we'll come back to this idea. Those all indicate important information. Questions are also important. Instructors often ask questions right before they go into important or big ideas. Listen for those questions and then be ready to take good notes for the information that follows. Make careful observations. Whether you're in person or watching an instructor's video online, you'll want to pay attention to how the instructor usually conveys important information. It may take you a couple of times of observing the instructor, but you'll learn their habits. You'll learn that when they speed up and go really, really fast, maybe that's important information. Some instructors will slow down, really making big pauses between information, which indicates that it's very important. Many instructors will write on a board or take notes, and those notes are very important information that they would like for you to copy down or to write in your own words. They'll move differently. Their hands may gesture a lot. They may have different facial expressions depending on the kind of information they're conveying. Paying attention to those and getting to know those habits will help you take better notes. When you're putting your pen to paper, use many of these tips and strategies to help you take strong notes. It's always a good idea to put ideas into your own words. It's okay to copy down exactly the way an instructor phrased something, but then try to turn around and say, how would I say that? How would I translate it into words that I'm going to remember and understand? You've probably had the experience of having something in your notes that you look at later going, I don't know what this means. If you put it into your own words, you're much more likely to understand it and to remember later what it means. Use keywords, abbreviate, draw pictures to illustrate ideas, use notations that are meaningful to you. Use question marks to indicate question or confusion. Leave space between your notes so you can come back and fill in details later. Sometimes an instructor will talk about one idea and then go away from it for a while with other ideas, but then we'll say something important that links back to that previous idea. Having enough space will allow you to go back and fill in those ideas so they're all clumped together. And if you miss something, maybe you're taking a note or your brain wandered off for a second, make a note of that. Write down something that indicates I missed something important. Draw a big circle that's empty, and then you can go back and ask the instructor later what you missed. Cornell notes are a great strategy for taking notes because they help you stay organized and they make studying faster and easier later. Cornell notes also help get the information both into your short-term memory as you're taking the notes in class and into your long-term memory because they allow you to easily go back and self-test. Cornell notes ask you to organize the information the way the example is showing you with 2 columns and then a summary section at the bottom. And you can use these to do self-testing. On a side note, you can click on the link below this video to get more information about why self-testing is the top study technique recommended by experts. You can also click to get a template so that you can use Cornell Notes as a Google Doc. Once you take your notes, it's really important to come back and review them soon after the class. So within a day, preferably within a couple of hours after taking the class or listening to the information, come back and summarize your notes. Review them again. Fill any gaps. If something doesn't make sense, mark that. Try to make sense of what you've written. Later, you can also come back and make abstract concepts concrete by adding images or examples. You can look up vocabulary you didn't understand. Note what's clear to you and what you still have questions about or are confused about so you can go and ask the instructor. And you can write those follow-up questions and often send those as an email to your instructor to get more clarification. Reviewing with a friend is also a very powerful technique because your friend may have taken different notes in the class and you can share those notes and get a stronger sense of what you remember and what they remember. So taking notes is a very good start for effective studying. And so we've given you a couple of resources you can go to learn how to study smarter by looking at which study techniques work and which ones maybe take more time and aren't nearly as effective. So use the links on our Learning Commons handouts page and you can learn much more about how to study effectively. As always, you can come into the Tutoring Center to get help with any reading, writing, research project at the Writing Center and subject tutoring from many of your classes.